Many claim that 1 John 5:7 proves the Trinity, the idea that the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit are one God. But is that what the verse really says? And more importantly, was that even part of the Bible to begin with? Let's examine the evidence and ask three key questions. Is the Trinity mentioned in 1 John 5:7? What was the concern of Bible translators? What is the correct translation from the original Greek? Let's read the verse in question. 1 John 5:7-8 in the New King James Version translation states, "For there are three that bear witness in heaven, the Father, the Word, and the Holy Spirit, and these three are one. And there are three that bear witness on earth, the Spirit, the water, and the blood, and these three agree as one." At first glance, it sounds like a Trinitarian statement, but let's not rush. Look at the footnote. The footnote in the New King James translation of 1 John 5:7-8 tells us that only 4 or 5 very late manuscripts contain the words from "in heaven" through "on earth." This is significant, as it indicates that the earliest Greek manuscripts, the very foundation of the New Testament, did not include the part about the Father, the Word, and the Holy Spirit. So why is it there? Even the New International Version confirms this. Not found in any Greek manuscript before the 16th century. Let that sink in. This Trinitarian phrase didn't appear in the Greek text for over 1,500 years. This change traces back to the scholar Desiderius Erasmus, who published a Greek New Testament in 1516. At first, he refused to include 1 John 5:7 as we now see it, because no Greek manuscripts had it. But under pressure, he said he'd include it if anyone could produce a Greek manuscript with the verse. Guess what? A manuscript appeared shortly after, written around 1520. Scholars believe it was created just to force Erasmus to include the verse. And he did, with a disclaimer, in his 3rd edition. From there, it was picked up in the King James Version and accepted by many, even though it never belonged. Here's how 1 John 5:7-8 reads in the New International Version, based on the earliest manuscripts. "For there are three that testify, the Spirit, the water, and the blood, and the three are in agreement." And in the Revised Standard Version, "There are three witnesses, the Spirit, the water, and the blood, and these three agree." No mention of the Father, the Word, or the Holy Spirit. Biblical scholar John W. Haley, in his book An Examination of the Alleged Discrepancies of the Bible, wrote, 1 John 5:7 is a spurious passage. It is found in no Greek manuscript before the 15th or 16th century. According to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, spurious means falsified, of a deceitful nature or quality. So what's the truth? Is the Trinity mentioned in 1 John 5:7? No. What did translators find? The phrase was added centuries later. What's the correct translation? One that stays true to the Greek, without the Trinitarian insertion. The true God is not a Trinity, but the Father alone. As Jesus prayed, John 17:3, that they may know you, the only true God, and Jesus Christ, whom you have sent. Friends, this is the truth, unfiltered by tradition. Reject additions. Reject distortions. Choose truth over tradition.